Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 10
When it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Lange Eye Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
Good morning and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host as usual for over 30 years now. Dr. Michael P. Lange, P for Paul. I'm a board-certified optometric physician as well as a certified nutritional specialist. Started hosting Ask the Doctor April of 1993 from a small radio station outside of Ocala, Florida. Country Jim Kirk at WMOP was called MOP, a little country AM station, gave me an opportunity back 30 years ago. And if he's listening up in heaven, thank you, Jim. And now we're coast to coast, from California to Florida, up to Pennsylvania, everywhere in between. Coast to coast and live video streaming all over the world. So if you've got a question, remember, this show is dedicated to you, the listener, the consumer, the patient, the viewer. And no matter how simple or complicated your question is, we will try to answer it to the best of our ability. And I say we because Dr. Richard Hall, PhD in clinical nutrition, sports icon, industry great, is also my co-host these days, and he'll be fielding questions along with me, and we're going to talk to him in just a second. So remember, phone lines are open, 1-877-969-8600, 1-877-969-8600. I got to tell you, I think everybody in Arizona really gets it because we're on a couple of stations in the Arizona area, Tucson and Phoenix and some other areas of Sedona. And I tell you, you guys and gals out in Arizona really are in tune with nutrition. Seems like more than any other state. You're constantly emailing and texting and calling Dr. Hall and myself and Dr. Summerton with some really great questions, doing a lot of orders online at Fortifeye website. And for those of you that are interested in some of the most advanced evidence-based supplements out there to help support your body, remember, I'm pretty famous for saying that God made a pretty good body. As long as it's given the right fuel, it can perform above and beyond. So we like to think the Fortifeye vitamins are the right fuel and constantly evolving into the right fuel and the future of the right fuel. So Fortifeye is fortifeye.com. So I'm an eye doctor, so remember the EYE on the end is kind of a play on words, fortifeye.com, FORTIFEYE. So fortifeye.com. Let me give you the toll-free number to Fortifeye Vitamins. You can talk to Arlene or Mandy or Miss Nita, Tammy, any of the gals that answer the phone. It's 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. And on fortifeye.com, always look at the bundles. That's some bundles we've taken. The Fortifeye team has taken vitamins and supplements and antioxidants and phytonutrients and proteins and things that work together synergistically to get a better bang for the buck. And we give it a dramatically discounted price. And of course, free shipping on anything at fortifeye.com. And you can get Fortifeye on Amazon as well. And remember, there's always free shipping on Amazon as well. So check it out at fortifeye.com. We've got a big day ahead of us. We're going to talk a little bit about brain health. Doc Hall has a lot to talk about. I got a lot to talk about. But remember, the brain is 2% of your body weight, yet it consumes 20% of the body's energy. And so that means the brain needs a lot of nutrition to get a lot of energy. And a lot of you don't know this, but 60 to 80% of the brain is actually fat. The brain is rich in fat. Fat is not that bad. We've talked about fat on this program. Just because it says it has fat doesn't mean it's bad. You have to have fat to survive. You really do. So there's different types of fats: trans fats, saturated fats, monosaturated fats, polyunsaturated fats. And if we get a chance, we'll go over the differences in all these fats. But first, let's take this opportunity. I want to welcome Dr. Richard Hall to the program. Good morning, Doc. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, and thank you. Good morning to everyone, to all of our friends and listeners out there. Thanks for making us a part of your Saturday morning. We're glad you're here with us. And as Dr. Lange said earlier, we really exist because of you. So call in, give us a call today. If you have questions, comments, give us a call. We'd like to hear from you. Today is National Play Outside Day. That's a good day. Try to get outside if you can. Please remember, though, I just looked at the weather this morning before I took my early morning walk and run. And, there's a heat wave going on in the country. So, folks, remember, when you're outside, please drink, or anytime, not just outside, but anytime, drink plenty of fluids. And it's not the time when it hits you that, gee, I'm thirsty. Drink fluids all the time. By the time your brain kicks in and says, gee, I better drink something, I'm thirsty, sometimes, you've already crossed over that line. It's a little bit too late. And so make sure that you hydrate. Also want to mention, today is also National Black Bear Day. Okay. And since I'm advising you on do's and don'ts here, I don't want anyone running out and doing a picnic or a hike in the woods with any bears. Okay. Remember, Yogi and Boo Boo are just cartoon characters. So stay away from those black bears. There seem to be more and more of those out. And I think what it is we're kind of encroaching on their property, so they're coming over on ours a little bit. So just be careful out there. I say these things for fun, but there's always something good behind them anyway. Hey, a week from now, Dr. Lange, you and I are headed to beautiful Fort Lauderdale for the ISSN conference in Fort Lauderdale. And we'll be presenting all of our latest research. And of course, we'll be at our booth and visiting with everybody. It's a great show for us because it's our colleagues in the sports nutrition and clinical nutrition field. And geez, Dr. Lange and I have known some of these people 20, 30 years. Well, like the president of the association, Dr. Jose Antonio, he and I go back, I bet, 30 years. And so it's kind of like an old home week, you go see everybody, but then, you exchange information, ideas, research, and everything. So it's a good show for us all the way around, plus we get to be in Fort Lauderdale. That's not a bad thing. And so we'll be there next week. It'll be a week after 2 weeks from now is when we'll actually be there. So we're going to try to set up and do a live show from there. And if not, like we did last year, we'll do something live from the beach. And Dr. Lange and I will. So it'll be a lot of fun. And as you said, Dr. Lange, we got a big show today. You and I were on the phone late last night, putting the finishing touches on the shows and sharing some latest research on some things. And we really feel that this show is going to be of special interest to everyone. It's about brain health and cognitive wellness. And, if you're a younger side, and you think, I don't have to worry about that. Well, you do. And the best prevention is to start things ahead of time, be proactive. And you may have somebody in your family that suffers from dementia, from Alzheimer's, from some type of cognitive problem. And so it's good to know about these things. And so we're, Dr. Lange and I, we're all about the prevention type thing and being proactive. So listen in. It's going to be a good show. It's not just us talking. It's you kicking in too. So give us your calls. And back to you, Dr. Lange.
Thank you. And for all those of you that don't know what ISSN stands for, it's the International Society of Sports Nutrition. So we'll be there, promoting our Fortifeye line and presenting things from doctors from all over the world regarding the latest in nutrition for sports nutrition. Also, I want to congratulate my son, Logan. Logan Lange just got his degree in psychology and just got accepted to optometry school. So Logan will be going to Pikeville up in Kentucky for optometry school, and his girlfriend, Courtney, got accepted to optometry school down in Nova. So they're going to be separated a little bit. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So congratulations, Logan. It's been a long haul, but you're going to be a doctor in another 4 years, and hopefully you'll be coming back to the Lange Eye Institute. Also, before we take the next few calls, we got a few people on hold. I want to mention we're still running. We extended the BOGO on the Fortifeye Fit. The Fortifeye Fit Strawberry Watermelon Cream. A lot of people, we stopped at the beginning of the month, and a lot of people said, Josh, they didn't know about it. So I'm extending it for a few more weeks. For all of you guys and gals that didn't get to try our new Strawberry Watermelon Cream and the Fortifeye Fit, That's the ultimate muscle fuel. Remember, it's a BOGO, buy one, get one free at Fortifeye.com. Automatically, you go in and buy it. You got to click on strawberry watermelon cream. The fruit punch isn't buy one, get one free. So this is a new flavor, and it's delicious. So buy one, you automatically get two and free shipping. Also, I went ahead and extended for another 2 weeks since I extended that, the Fortifeye Macular Defense, the zinc-free macular defense, and the Fortifeye regular macular defense. If you have macular degeneration or you're just looking for a great multivitamin, they're 30% off at Fortifeye.com. Automatically, they are 30% off. That's Fortifeye Macular Defense. One a day if you have no macular degeneration, just prevention. Two a day if you have early macula. Three a day if you have moderate macular degeneration. So check both of those out on the website at Fortifeye.com. All right, we're going to the phones. Let's see. The Bob is first, of course. Good morning, Bob. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, doctors. What a beautiful Saturday morning here in Ocala. A little overcast, but that's still okay, fine. Doctors, I have, it's a long-term question, I guess, but years ago, my wife has struggled with bladder problems for quite some time, and now she's been diagnosed with MS, which complicates the issue. I bought for her, I'm going to call it a little butterfly exercise device that's supposed to be placed between your thighs, and you squeeze it, spring-loaded. So the resistance is the spring, but obviously that does have an effect on abdominal muscles. But my question this morning is, how much of an influence do abdominal muscles have on the bladder, the kidneys, and the bowels?
Wow. That's a great question. And I'm not an expert in this area, but Bob, the abdominal muscles support your trunk, all right? Your whole body, your core power. That combined with your back muscles keep you stable and keep you balanced. And of course, anyone with MS, as you know, can be very unbalanced, okay? So abdominal muscles are crucial at anybody at any age, especially when we get older. We lose that abdominal strength and our back strength, and that could be one of the reasons, and our thigh and all our leg muscles, but that could be one reason that, people are falling and then ultimately getting hurt. So using the proper nutrients we talk about in this program, like our Fortifeye Fit, our whey protein combined with some exercises is very important. Remember, abdominal muscles support all the organs, the internal abdominal pressure in your body. So it's really crucial. If you have poor abdominal reflexes, here's an example, like the pelvic muscles and things like that, then you're going to have poor bowel and poor urinary tract issues as well. So, it's difficult to build abs as we get a little bit older. The whole key here is try to not to lose this as we're aging. I mean, that's a form of sarcopenia that Dr. Hall is an expert at. So if you don't have good abs or good abdominal strength and lower back strength, it can create a whole host of problems, with bowel movements and urinary problems. Obviously, she needs to be eating the right foods, taking probiotics, probably enzymes before her meals, drinking plenty of fluids, following her medical doctor's advice. But doc, I mean, we know firsthand, and we talk to this with patients all the time at our office, core strength is so crucial for all organ function, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's just like the superstructure of the body. And, they named all of this about, I guess now it's 10, 15 years ago, core. And that's exactly what it is. It's the core of your body. That's where you get a lot of power from, is from the core. And a couple things for you, Bob. First of all, I did some research on some things for you, and I'll be giving you a personal call today. And also, the device that you're talking about that your wife is using, it goes by a lot of names, and a lot of people remember it as the Thigh Master from years ago. That will help. It will help strengthen the lower core and the lower abs and like that too. So that's a good thing. And with me and with Dr. Lange, any exercise is good. And so that's going to be a help. But I'll be calling you later on. Okay.
Hey, Doc, I got to chime in here. And Bob, men, all of you men out there listening, a lot of you guys listen to the show. I'm going to give you a word of advice. Never give a Thigh Master to your wife for her birthday or for Christmas. Never do that. I did that a long time ago. We're talking 15 years ago. And it was a bad day for me. I was thinking of her health. I really was. But no, but it was a bad day. Women can chime in and tell me why my wife wasn't happy. I was thinking, wow, I'm giving her the gift of health, the Thigh Master. She didn't appreciate it. And one time I gave her, for those of you that are gun nuts out there, I gave her a nice little concealable weapon, and she had her concealable permit, and she wasn't overly, impressed with that either. I don't know. I'm just not good at giving gifts, I guess.
Well, I'm not going to go there, but all I can say is that exercise thing that I bought has moved about 4 inches since it hit the hall closet about 15 years ago.
That's when I bought the Thigh Master too. It was very popular. Yeah, I was giving the gift of health to my wife, and I tell you what, I think I slept on the couch for a few nights. I still don't understand that. Thanks, Bob.
Well, thank you, doctors. Talk to you later.
All right.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, just depending on where you're listening. People listening all over the world right now. I see a lot of you chiming in on social media, in Spain and Switzerland, and of course, Thailand. So hello to all of you guys and gals out there. You're listening to Ask the Doctors, Dr. Michael Lange and Dr. Richard Hall. Give us a call at 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. And before we go to Steve, Steve's on hold. And before we go to Steve, I just want to a shout out to my optical, all the gals out in the optical and the Lange Eye Institute. We've got over 100 years of combined experience in our optical. And we take pride on that. When you go and spend a lot of money on a good pair of glasses, think of an exotic frame and progressive lenses, you don't want somebody that worked at the fast food restaurant the week before taking these measurements for these expensive glasses, because these measurements on a progressive lens, that's why when you buy them online, progressive lenses just don't work well because they can't take the appropriate measurements with the frame on your face. So the Lange Eye Care or the Lange Eye Institute Optical, we've got 5 opticians out there with over 100 years of experience. When you combine Doug in our lab, Doug's been with me over 30 years. He's a master optician. Guy, we got, 100 over close to 130 years of experience. So nobody has less than 10 years of experience in our optical at taking these measurements. Most of them have over 30 years. So come on by the Lange Eye Institute. And she wanted to mention some new frame lines that we have in. So we've got Gucci, the entire Gucci line, the Chloe line, the Tom Ford, the Saint Laurent, Coco Song. These are handmade Italian frames. Lametta, Lafont. These are handmade French frames. And of course, Cartier is coming in. I think it's on Monday. So Cartier is being delivered on Monday or maybe Tuesday. So we've got a really gorgeous line of frames. And of course, we have economical frames as well. Also, I want to shout out to the Zeiss rep. I know he listens to the show. We've got the new Zeiss all-inclusive peripheral retinal viewing machine called the Claris. It's the next phase of imaging for the retina that will be delivered, I think, and set up on Friday. So we're adding to the repertoire of advanced technology at the Lange Eye Institute. Yet another reason to come on by. Remember, we take Medicare and we take all your insurances and vision plans. The Lange Eye Institute is just a hop, skip, and a jump from wherever you're located in the state of Florida. And a lot of you fly in from out of state. All right, we're going to give the phone numbers and then we're going to the phones. 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. All right, let's go to Steve. He's been waiting patiently. Good morning, Steve. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, you said you were getting a good response from Arizona. Is that correct?
Yes, very good response.
Well, think about it for a minute. Those people would probably benefit more than anybody else in the country from your optic protection vitamins, and I'll tell you why. Because like in Florida, every afternoon in the summer, we start getting cloud cover at noon before the afternoon showers. So in the afternoon, we have a lot of the UV screened out, believe it or not. We still have a high UV, but we have a lot of cloud cover. In Arizona, it's very dry, and so they get much more, let's say, kilocalories per square meter of Earth than we do, and so they probably get a lot more ultraviolet light. Also, in terms of dehydration and dry eye and things like that, their humidity is maybe 20, 25%, whereas ours is 80% or more sometimes. So I think maybe if you would look at it, and also they're higher elevation than we are, which means they're going to have a higher UV index probably than we do. And down here, if you just go down the street, any street on your way away from the radio station today, and you'll be under trees about 50% of the time. Whereas in Arizona, there's far fewer trees. There's a lot of palm trees and stuff like that. There's trees, especially in the urban areas where they've been planted, but most of Arizona is a lot of desert area, which means it's treeless, so they don't have a canopy. So there's all kinds of reasons why they probably get far more exposure to the blue light than we do.
Wow, that's a good reason, because our Fortifeye Focus, our new Fortifeye Focus and Brain, and our advanced dry eye therapy kits are just huge. That's our #1 state other than Florida. Florida far surpasses anybody because, we're located in Florida, but Arizona is the #1 state other than Florida, and it's past California. So it's very interesting. And also, Doc Hall and I were talking about this. I think not only are they in tune with, trying to protect their eyes from, the dryness and the harmful blue light and the radiation, but they're also in tune with overall health and sports nutrition, because our whole sports nutrition line, our Fortifeye Fit, our whey proteins have gone over really big in Arizona. Not like they're big in other states, but I mean, they're just huge in Arizona. And you'd think that California, New Mexico, or bordering states, they would be similar, but no, Arizona's like way ahead of the game. So thanks, Arizonians.
Yeah, that's really cool. And New Mexico, too, probably would be even more that way. Okay. Thank you, Doctor.
All right, Steve, have a great day.
Bye.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctors, Dr. Richard Hall and myself, Dr. Michael Lange. Give us a call at 1-877-969-8600. And if you're in Arizona, why don't you chime in and let us know what radio station you actually listen to or how you view us. 1-877-969-8600. So talking a little bit about omega-3, polyunsaturated fatty acids, these are integrated into the nerves and the nerve cells in the brain, which are important for electrical impulses and the release and uptake of things called neurotransmitters, okay? This is crucial for brain health. And that's why we talk and we preach about eating more fish or taking a good omega-3 fish oil like Fortifeye Super Omega if you're under 200 pounds, Fortifeye Super Omega-3 Max if you're over 200 pounds. Because the brain needs these nutrients. They need omega-3. Now, if you're a vegetarian, you got to take a marine source of omega-3 because flaxseed and chia seed is alpha-linoleic acid, ALA. It does not convert except in childbearing age women to omega-3. So you're going to be deficient in omega-3, and therefore, ultimately, your brain may not function as well. Inflammation may run rapid in your body. Circulation may not be as good. So I always recommend eating some fish or taking a good omega-3 fish oil. Remember, omega-3 fish oil has to be the triglyceride molecule or the RTG molecule, re-esterified triglyceride form. Check ours out at fortifeye.com. Of course, we highly recommend Fortifeye Super Omega or Fortifeye Super Omega Max, or at least do the research on our omega-3s and try to buy something at a good health food store that's similar. Remember, it needs to say TG form or RTG form. There's a couple of other nutrients we're going to talk about in a minute, but we're loading up on phones. Citicoline, curcumin. These are also amazing for brain health. And Doc Hall has a whole list of foods that we're going to talk about in a minute to help brain health. And remember, if it's brain healthy, it's eye healthy and vice versa. Remember, the eye is the window to the body. We can actually detect certain forms of brain problems like dementia, all right, Alzheimer's, all right, elevated intracranial pressure, pending strokes, all sorts of problems from an eye exam. When we look in the eye with some of this technology we have at the Lange Eye Institute, like this new Zeiss Claris, the OCTs, the RHA, which, by the way, we are the only one in the area. I think there's only 2 RHAs in the entire state of Florida that has an RHA. This technology helps us detect certain telltale signs in the eye of Alzheimer's, believe it or not. So drusenoid bodies, cortical cataracts, and nerve fiber layer thinning. Those three things may be a telltale sign that you're potentially going to get Alzheimer's. So then we can make the appropriate dietary changes and recommendations with supplements that may potentially help you. All right, we're getting loaded up. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Mary. She's been waiting patiently. Mary and Dunedin, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Hi, is that me?
That's you.
That's me. Okay. Hey, Dr. Lange, I'm curious about this thing that keeps nagging at me. It's that enzyme, coenzyme, NAD, NAD,
Right.
that, well, you know what it stands for, nicotinamide, adenine, dinucleotide.
Yes.
What's the update on that coenzyme and taking it?
So there's many precursors of NAD. NAD is kind of like resveratrol. It's an anti-aging antioxidant, basically responsible for slowing down cellular aging. So there's ways that you can, precursors are ways you can influence it. And niacin is number one. Niacin is a good way to do it. However, if you take too much niacin, you flush, you get very red.
Mm-hmm.
But niacin will help stimulate NAD. A better way is niacinamide. That's a no flush type of niacin. And you need to take about 1,000 milligrams up to 3,000 milligrams a day, and the studies have shown. So niacinamide is in B complex, all right? So a good B complex will help. The problem with niacinamide, if you do high dosages of niacinamide, it can actually reduce the production of something called surretins, and that's not a good thing long term. So I don't love high dosages of niacinamide for that reason. So there's two things that come to mind right now that are great precursors of NAD. One is called niacinamide ribose, okay? And the other is niacinamide mononucleotide. So that's NR or NMN. And the problem with NMN right now, it's kind of like NAC, N-acetylcysteine. The government is starting to insinuate that NMN may be a drug, and we might not be able to use it as a supplement. And the problem with the niacinamide ribose is the only company, I think it's Chromadex, that makes it is called Niagen. Niagen does not make it available for companies like Fortifeye or other companies. They want to hold it to themselves. They trademarked it. So Niagen is a good product, but you can't get niacinamide ribose alone. So the only one available right now would be NMN, unless you bought the Niagen, okay? And there's mixed emotions out there, which is better, all right? It's kind of like Bentley or Rolls-Royce, Ferrari or Lamborghini. Is it the niacinamide ribose or the niacinamide mononucleotide? They're both good. They're better at any of the other ones at producing NAD. But also, sunshine, exercise, and eating plenty of organic vegetables will stimulate as well. And Dr. Hall and I, we preach this all the time, right? Sunshine, exercise, plenty of fruits and vegetables, and sleep. All that will stimulate NAD as well. But I think the hottest thing on the market right now is this niacinamide ribose or the niacinamide mononucleotide. And we've been investigating this for about 1.5 years now, trying to determine which one we're going to use in our new Fortifeye Rejuvenate and a new Fortifeye glaucoma vitamin that we're coming out as well, that we've been researching for quite some time. And I'm hoping we'll release that in about 6 months. But that's why I'm kind of an expert in this arena, because we've been investigating it quite significantly.
Cool. So just kind of stand by and wait to see what you come out with your product.
I would do that, yeah, unless you want to buy one of those that I just spoke about right now, and start doing the things, obviously, we talk about in this program.
Yeah, and do you, at your place over there in Safety Harbor, do you have that NMN on your market?
We do. As a matter of fact, I'm taking one made by Life Extensions right now, and it's called NAD precursor or something like that. It has Niagen in it. I took the last bottle, so we can get those. And I'll have Arlene. She can order those, and you can say, Dr. Lange took the last bottle. Could you order some? And then, it takes a few days to come in.
Are there any nasty side effects to taking that stuff?
Well, that's why I always try things before I incorporate the body. I'm the first guinea pig, me, and Doc Hall is the second guinea pig. So, and then my kids and my wife. I've been on it, for a couple of months now with no side effects at all, as long as you do it within the proper dosages. So 300 milligrams or less of Niagen and about 300 milligrams or less of NMN. Now, Dr. Sinclair from Harvard, who's the big resveratrol junkie out there, he takes 1,000 milligrams of NMN. I don't recommend that. I recommend staying right around 300 milligrams, anywhere between 100 and 300 milligrams, okay?
And that's what you stock over at your facility over there.
Yes, ma'am. But just I took the last bottle, so we'll order. I'll be
But
there.
you
As a
can
matter
have-
of fact, today I'll be there from 1 to 3, and I'll tell Arlene to order some.
Excellent. Okay, many thanks.
All right. Take care, Mary. All
Bye-bye.
right. We got a lot of people on hold. Doc, you still there?
I'm still here at the microphone.
Biting at the bit. We're going to talk about those foods for brain health in just a second. Now, remember, people, Doc Hall does free nutritional evaluations at the Lange Eye Institute. And I didn't stutter. I said free. There's no catches. It's free. We got hundreds of people that are listening that can call in and vouch. He spends a lot of time with you, and he's helping the villagers and people that travel for miles and miles slow down that dreaded aging process in the body. All right, let's go back to the phones. David in Ocala. Good morning, Dave.
Hi, good morning. I'm 61. I've been a truck driver since 1984, and I recently went to get my eyes examined, just a couple-year exam, and he said I can see 20/15 with my glasses, but I did not want to be dilated, so he did a procedure where I guess that they take a picture of the inside of your eye, and he said the interior of my eye is fantastic, but I'm starting to get cataract. Is there any, and I can't afford cataract surgery in any way, shape, or form. Is there any way that I can slow that down or do something to stop that?
Okay, so first of all, that photograph does not replace a dilation. I'm just going to tell you that because it will not get way out in the periphery of the retina unless, and here's a big unless, it was called an optomap or this new one that we call the Zeiss Claris. So if it's optomap or Zeiss Claris, it can get way out all the way and see in the entire back of retina. If it was just a digital camera taking a picture of the back of the eye, it won't see entirely the back of the eye. So remember, if you're ever in doubt, it's a good idea to have your eyes dilated because that enables us to see all the way out the peripheral retina where diseases can, hide, where retinal holes and tears can hide. And if it doesn't go detected, it could be a potential problem down the road. So just words of advice. Next time you see the doctor, if it's not an optomap or a Zeiss Claris, say, yeah, please dilate me, but use the weak drop. Also, when we're evaluating cataracts, we can't see the entire cataract unless you're dilated. So the question is, can we slow down cataracts? I think we can slow them down through proper diet, ultraviolet protection, wearing a good pair of sunglasses, blue light protection indoors. I think this can slow it down. There's some eye drops that we're experimenting with right now, and Doc Hall's been taking some that claims it can slow it down. I haven't seen the proof yet, but we're doing a study right now, and so we'll probably chime in a couple of months to see if I think it's worked. So eating plenty of colorful fruits and vegetables, wearing your sunglasses is the best thing you can do, and some exercise. Cataract is a normal process of aging, okay? David, you were born in 1961, right?
That's correct.
Boy, I'm good with math, huh?
October.
I'm the same age. So 1961 was a good year. That's the best year, 1961. So we're the same age. We're just getting cranked, all right? We're just getting started. Everybody at 61 has a little cataract probably starting. When you get to the point when you're driving, and since you're a driver, you'll know this. When you get to the point where you don't see adequate, you got 20/15 vision. When your vision drops to the point where you're not satisfied with it anymore, and the doctor tells you, I can't make you see any better with glasses or contacts, that's the time you need cataract surgery. You might not need cataract surgery for 25 more years. By the same token, it could be a year. Only time will tell.
There's no, if none of the other stuff works, there's no getting around the cataract surgery.
Well, if it's bad, no. And cataract surgery, a good cataract surgeon can do it in 3 minutes with topical drops to numb the eye only, not even an IV, okay? So no needles in your body at all. So, and in 4 more years, you'll have Medicare when you're 65, and Medicare will cover 80% of it, all right? If you have routine medical insurance like Blue Cross Blue Shield or United Healthcare, it'll cover your cataract surgery or at least 80% of it. So when it gets,
I have no insurance at all.
so then what you need to do, no insurance, we need to wait. We need to wait until if you still have 20/15 vision, you're far from needing cataract surgery, okay? Still there?
I'm still here, yes.
All right. So I think, just see your doctor, your eye doctor annually, and then they can tell you when it needs to be removed. But remember, when your quality of vision isn't acceptable to you anymore, in the state of Florida, you just have to have 20/70 vision to legally drive. Now, not for a truck, you got to have 20/40 vision or better to legally drive. But just to drive a car, 20/70 in both eyes, you can be totally blind in one eye as long as you have 20/40 vision in the other eye. So I think you still got a few more years, okay?
All right, thank you. That makes me feel better. I appreciate it.
All
Have a
right.
great day.
Take care. Drive safely. All right. Marty in Gainesville. I bet Doc Hall might have an answer for Marty. I'm glad to see. Marty, good morning. Marty, you there? Is it? Oh, it might be Gino. I'm not sure who I got on hold. Who's on hold? Hello? All right. We'll put you back on hold. Let's go to Gino in Indiana. Good morning,
Hey,
Gino.
how you doing?
All right.
Hey, how you doing, Doc? How everything going?
It's going fantastic. How's it going up north?
Oh, fantastic. Okay, I got a little problem here. I had laser vision done on both eyes in 17. What was it? 2017. And now the right eye. Then I got Bell palsy on my right side, and then everything was okay. But starting about last week, the eye is starting to water and itch on me, my right eye. And I've been taking Fortifeye, Macular Defense, and Fortifeye Focus.
Are you taking any omega-3 or are you eating sardines, anchovies, herring, or mackerel?
Yeah, I'm taking your omega-3 too.
Good, good. So is this the eye that's tearing the side that has the Bell's palsy?
Yes, it is.
All right, let me look at my crystal ball here. So you probably have a little bit of an inferior superficial punctate keratitis. That's a big word to mean that eye is probably drying out. You all right? So the Bell's palsy side, that eyelid probably doesn't blink all the way. It doesn't close when you're sleeping. All right. And it's probably drying out considerably. Now, obviously, I'm going to tell you, you need to go into your local optometrist, optometric physician, or ophthalmologist, to find out for sure. But what you could do, you could go ahead and try lubricating that eye significantly. All right. So using something like on our website, we have Oasis Tears and Optase. Those are great lubricants. They have a little hyaluronic acid in it. They tend to work better than some of the stuff you can buy over the counter. But at least buying something over the counter, a lubricating eye drop, and I would use it frequently. I'd use it 4 to 6 times a day. And instantly when you go to bed at night, if you wake up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, put it in your eye then. So we got to lubricate, because one of the first signs of a dry eye is an eye that tears constantly. Your body is trying to compensate for the lack of the lubricating properties by crying more of the watery layer. And believe it or not, that dries the eye out even more. It's like if you put water in your car instead of oil, it's not going to run too good. So we got to replenish those oils, and that's the Oasis Tears Plus or the Optase. So I would try that. There's a whole host of other things that can cause tearing. Ocular allergy, something called trichiasis. That's an eyelash turning in. There's a whole host of other things that can cause it. Usually they're not serious, but the only way to find out for sure is obviously to see your eye doctor.
Okay, great. Now, I've been using your Fit. Your Fit is great. Your protein is great. Okay? I'm 90 years old. I'll be going on 91 in July the 4th. And I'll tell you what, I've been doing my squats and all that kind of good exercises, and I don't have to push myself off a chair. I can get right up. And your Fit is doing great for me.
That is fantastic, Doc Hall, and I'd like to hear that. My mom's 96. She's been using the Fortifeye Fit since the prototype 4 years ago. Doc, don't you like to hear that?
Absolutely. There's a big smile on my face right now. So thank you very much for that feedback. You mentioned about pushing up out of a chair. In our waiting room, I'm a people watcher all the time. And I notice when people get up out of the chair just normally, or do they have to have an assist to get up out of the chair? And that's one of the things Dr. Lange said earlier about sarcopenia. And I've been studying and researching this for over 25 years. And that's one of the things I look for. You know, do you have that leg strength and like that? So to the caller, yes, indeed, the fit does work. There's no two ways about it. I'm very proud of that formula. You and I worked on that for about 3 years. And so it's good to hear. And thank you very much, caller. We appreciate it.
And remember,
Yeah, and I did. Okay, I'm sorry.
yeah, just remember, Gino, we got for 2 more weeks, we're going to run that BOGO, buy one, get one free on the strawberry watermelon cream. I got to tell you, I mean, I lose money when I do this, but it's a marketing ploy to get more people to try it. So it's buy one, get one free, the strawberry watermelon cream at fortifeye.com. So, take advantage of the savings.
Oh, I sure will. I'll get some more. I appreciate it very much, and thank you for your show. You're doing a great job.
Gino,
and
thanks.
I love you, and God bless you.
Thanks for the call. We love hearing from you. Take care. That's what it's all. That's what it's all about. Helping people. I've been, that started the show to help people years ago. 30 years ago. All right. Once again, you're listening to Ask the Doctors. If you got a question, give us a call. 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. I will be at the Fortifeye Nutrition Center today from 1 to 3. Come on out and pick my brain about nutrition. Remember, the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Dr. Hall is free nutritional consultations. Just call the Lange Eye Institute. I'm going to give you the phone number. Get a pencil and piece of paper. I'm going to give you the phone number twice for the Lange Eye Institute. It is 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. You can set up an appointment to see Dr. Susan Somerton for an eye exam. Remember, she's also a nutritional guru. She's certified in all aspects of nutrition. Doc Hall, of course, is an icon in the sports nutrition industry and the nutritional industry. And, of course, me, just a little old me. You can see me as well at the Lange Eye Institute. And, of course, Dr. Lori Caputi for an eye exam as well. One more time, Lange Eye Institute phone number is 352-753-4014. Also, you can go down and see Mandy in Ocala, Mandy or Mary in Ocala. That's the Lange Nutrition Center. So any of you that are near there, we've got all the supplements and a lot of other supplements. That's upstairs at the old Lange Eye Care building. That's a 2-story building on State Road 200. And, of course, Dr. John Poser has his plastic surgery practice upstairs now. He's in Gainesville, Poser Plastics. But he has also opened his new office along with neuropsychologist Dr. Patrick Watson. All of them are upstairs in the building right on State Road 200 across from the Paddock Mall. So if you're interested in any type of procedures, plastic surgical procedures, see Dr. John Poser upstairs. And if you want to be hypnotized or you need any neuropsychologist, certainly Dr. Patrick Watson is upstairs as well. And Fabian's upstairs as well with Reboot, the anti-aging wellness center. Reboot upstairs in the old Lange Eye Care building, and they can take good care of you. All right, we were talking a little bit about brain nutrients, and we got a little bit dislodged there, but I want to talk a little bit about citicoline. So citicoline is something that drops dramatically as we get older. Citicoline is responsible for all sorts of things in the brain, okay? The best form of citicoline, in my opinion, is something called Cognizine. All right, Cognizine is a patented, trademarked form of citicoline, which is a neurotropic. So Cognizine versus our citicoline supplies brain energy. And studies support, really good double-blind placebo-controlled studies support that it increases focusing ability, attention, memory. It nourishes the brain and increases something called phosphatidylcholine, okay? There's some amazing studies, amazing science. This is an evidence-based nutrient. Remember, we've combined it with lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin, the carotenoids that are really good for your retina, also really good for your brain. We were the first in the world to put all 4 of these together in a nutrient called Fortifeye Focus and Brain. It is rapidly becoming our number 1 nutrient, our number 1 supplement. So if you're interested in something to support visual health as well as brain health, look at our Fortifeye Focus and Brain. And Doc, a lot of people are using this supplement. It's just flying off the shelf because it works. My mom's memory at 96, I'm not exaggerating. It had to improve 75% after 2 months being on it. So we're getting a lot of good feedback, aren't we?
Absolutely. That's like I tell everybody, I've been in product formulation for over 40 years with my own line, with our line at Fortifeye and so on. And I've never seen a product, anything can sell the first time. It can even maybe sell a second time very strong. But people don't tend to come back the third, fourth, or fifth time for something that doesn't work. And I get calls every single day, Dr. Lange, and you know this as well, of folks that say, my clarity is better. I don't have that brain fog in the morning. I'm remembering things that I wasn't really remembering before. But we were going to do a whole list. I've been researching and coming up with, we hear about heart healthy foods and anti-inflammatory foods and foods for joint health and like that. But really nobody's put together a whole lot on foods for the brain. And so I started researching this, and I put together a whole list. And we're not going to have time to go over them today because we're getting towards the end of the show. We took a lot more callers today, which I'm happier more with that. I can post my stuff later. So I am going to post this list on our website. Give me a couple of days. I'll put it on there. And maybe next week we'll go over it too a little bit. But I have a whole list of good foods here that are going to help you. Things that may surprise you a little bit. And so look forward to that.
Yeah, and also there's another nutrient we got time to squeeze in here. We talked about omega-3, how important it is for brain health. And so a good triglyceride form omega-3. Remember, you can test your omega-3 by simply squeezing the contents of it into a styrofoam cup. If it rots a hole through that cup in 5 to 10 minutes, it's got ethanol in it. It's got ethanol attached to the backbone. Very inefficient, very unstable, has to pass through your liver every day. So Fortifeye Super Omega and Super Omega Max is a re-esterified triglyceride form. Always make sure it says triglyceride form or TG form on the bottle if you're going to take it. But the other piece of the puzzle would be curcumin. And we've developed one called Next Gen Curcumin, also an amazing supplement. Curcumin comes from the turmeric root. So our Next Gen Curcumin made by Fortifeye is the first oleoresin food grade curcumin on the market. Okay. And it's amazing because it uses the polar resins, the turmeric polysaccharides, the essential oils from the turmeric root, and this increases the bioavailability naturally without adding black pepper or biopreme or any synthetics to it. And it's a 52.5 time enhanced bioavailability over BCM 95, over what used to be the gold standard. Okay. So 52.5 times more bioavailable. You can only take 500 milligrams and get some of the results and the nutritional support you need. Remember, a good form of curcumin actually suppresses NF-κB. That's nuclear factor KB. That's inflammatory. Also decreases inflammatory cytokines, prostaglandins, COX enzymes. It reduces amyloid plaque in the brain. So it works very well. So that's kind of the third piece of the puzzle from a nutritional standpoint for people for brain health: omega-3, curcumin, and cognizine or citicoline. Now, you can get citicoline from actually eating organic calf liver. A lot of you aren't going to do that. You can get curcumin, very small amounts, from turmeric, the spice. And obviously, you can eat these small, non-predatory fish, sardines, anchovies, mackerel. Wild Alaskan salmon is good, too. But, Doc, we've been trying to eat. Not only do we have protein shakes every day around 3 o'clock, but we've been trying to eat, some sardines every now and then. I even got Logan eating a can every now and then.
Yeah, I see more and more sardine cans around the break room. And, you and I, it's funny, you and I work in the same building, obviously, and but it's a huge, big building. And so there's days where, you and I just kind of wave at each other from the end of the hall or so. But we've made it a point now every day about 3 o'clock. We meet up in the kitchen and we have our afternoon supplements, our protein drink and like that. So it's a good thing. So as I always say, and a lot of you have taken a note of this, is, as Dr. Lange and I, Lord knows we can talk the talk, but we also walk the walk, folks. We're, and we're proud of that. And we try to lead by example. Both of us are in the gym all the time. We're eating right. We're trying to do the right things. And we appreciate your feedback on everything. We got to go.
Yep.
Folks, listen, take care of yourself, take care of others, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you. And remember, check everything on our website at fortifeye.com. That's FORTIFEYE, fortifeye.com. See Doc Hall at the Lange Eye Institute. See Mandy and Ocala. Come see me today. It's Saturday at 1 o'clock at the Fortifeye Nutrition Center. Thanks for tuning in, listening to Ask the Doctor. I'm out of here. Have a great day. God bless you, and God bless America.